So continuously in step 6, we'll tell the system how many employees in each department. Then step 7, we'll put the data for the total working hours of the assembly and maintenance departments. In step 8, we are going to input the total cost information for the 3 cost centers. And step 9, we'll give the actual hours used by the assembly department from the maintenance department. So we give the actual data into the system so we can prepare the allocation eventually. So step 6, input the number of employees. This one, we do it by change the statistical key figures we created before. So you are going to under the controlling the cost center data. But here we are doing planning, okay, not master data. So planning, and then the statistical key figures and the change. Okay, change means like to change the master data structure we created before using actual data. So KP46 and the version is kind of like the different type of data. So for example, you have this amount of employees, and next year, so when you change to another group of employees, you can use another version. So for this one, the layout and the version we are going to use, there is only one available, so plan and actual. And then using the period away from 1 to 12. It's like months, January to December if we use the calendars. And then the fiscal year should be the current, 2024. And then enter the cost center should be consistent with our cafe. So cafeteria cost 0.18 for me. And then delete. So we don't need the group because the group is just the master data we created in last step is showing here, but remove it. And the statistical figure is already here. Confirm, so EMP 018. Okay, that's the one we need. So it means we are inputting the actual employee numbers to this EMP 018 statistical key figure structure we created before, which is related to the cafeteria cost. And then click on overview the screen. And now is the time we enter the data. Okay, so for the cafeteria, I think in the so let me go back, okay, because I want to be consistent with. So because in the instruction they did the assembly department, right? So we need to enter the employees one by one. So first in the instruction is showing the assembly. It doesn't actually matter for the sequence, but I'm following the instruction so you wouldn't get confused. So for I'm only changing the cost center name from the cafe to the assembly. And then everything stay the same and the overview. And then the assembly has most employees. We are going to put 15. So current plan variant with like 15 employees. And then say post. So it's like post the numbers into the master data. And then let's change this now to the CA. And overview the screen and the cafeteria, they have their own 5 employees. Okay, so 5 employees. Then post one more time. And now you can understand that finally I need to change this to the maintenance department, the cost center, and then overview. we are getting another 5 employees into the maintenance. Be very careful for this step. Make sure you enter the number correctly and post, because if you miss any inputs here, you couldn't really do the allocation or assessment later because you don't have the number of employees available. Okay, so that's the step 6. Change the statistical key figures by entering the employee numbers and then exit. Then let's do step 7, entering the activity allocation hours for the maintenance department and assembly departments, because these two cost centers, they allocated based upon their working hours. So also planning, let me take back this. So also under planning, but activity output. Okay, so use the other function. Also change, so KP26. We have a different layout. Okay, the first version, I think we are going to still use the, so fill the version still 0. Okay, that's the only choice we have. And then still the same starting period and 2 and the fiscal year. And now the cost center is CC, yeah, because it's continue using the prior one we entered. If you don't see you have the CCMA here, change to CCMA, okay, if not. And the activity type to be consistent, and this one should be the M rather than the A. Oh, because A is the last one we entered, so it's kind of still carrying on, but the cost center and the activity should be consistent. That's like the title data, and then we use the form-based. I think it's still free. Yeah, this one is still free, so don't change that. But overview the screen. And for the plan activities, let's enter total 1,800 hours for the maintenance department. Okay, so that's like, for example, the total working hours across the year for the maintenance department is 18,000 or 1,800. And then let's change the cost center to the assembly, and also change the activity type, like A. So we overview the screen, and the total working hours of assembly is larger than the maintenance. It should be 6,000 hours. So totally they worked 6,000 hours. And if you want to allocate the cost, it should be based upon 6,000 total labor hours, and then post. So those hours will be used to allocate the cost for assembly and the maintenance cost center.